Metta Artest, previously known as Metta World Peace and Ron Artest, was one of the best players of his generation, particularly on the defensive end.
They knew how to play him. Oh, they take it away with Artest!
But despite his legitimate talents, his personal eccentricities far exceeded his skills, and they were always the things that most people focused on throughout his career from 1999 to 2017. Ultimately, Metta became best known for his in-game incidents that were often just as violent as they were weird, such as destroying a camera after a game between the Pacers and the Knicks in January 2003, and the time he celebrated a basket by elbowing James Harden in the head, giving him a concussion during a game between the Lakers and the Thunder in April 2012.
Shot blocking. Artest drives and finishes. And the Laker crowd fired up.
By far, Metta's most notable incident was Malice at the Palace in November 2004 when he left the court to attack a fan in the crowd.
We've been around a lot of sporting events, all right? Either playing in them or watching them. This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Given the unusual and violent nature of the incident, Metta was given the longest suspension in NBA history at the time of 86 games. But despite his extensive list of in-game incidents, Metta's unique brand of drama wasn't just restricted to the court. By the 12-13 season, Metta had bounced around the league since being selected by the Bulls with the 16th pick in the 1999 draft. He had remained with the Bulls until February 2002 when he was sent to the Pacers, who he represented until January 2006 when he was traded to the Kings. In July 2008, Metta was traded to the Rockets before becoming a free agent for the 2009 offseason, which is when he signed with the Lakers in July that year. Up until that point, everywhere Metta went, there had been some form of drama around him. But following the Harden incident, Metta finally seemed to have found both a home in Los Angeles and, more importantly, some peace of mind. Then, in February 2013, Metta was woken by Los Angeles authorities after a film production he was involved with went terribly and strangely wrong. Considering that he'd been living in the heart of the film and television industry, you'd think that when he wanted to make a movie with his production company, the Artest Media Group, otherwise known as the Artest Management Group, he, or at least an associate of his, would be well aware of what you need to do to get the project made without incident. However, the reason Metta was woken by the police, who had surrounded his residence with a SWAT team, was because they had received a tip about what appeared to be an arsenal of guns at his location. The incident occurred at Metta's condominium complex. The authorities were alerted to the potential danger by the building's valet because no one associated with Metta had bothered to let him or anyone else in the building know what they were doing. So, understandably, when he saw the weapons, he assumed the worst. Given that the incident was in an affluent area, the police came out in full force. Ultimately, once the police realized that the guns were fake, the mood lightened and Metta was let off with a warning about the necessary permits required for a film production, especially when weapons, real or otherwise, are involved. After news of the incident spread, Metta took to Twitter to explain what happened and assured his fans that he was fine. Adding to the surreal nature of the incident is the fact that, at the time, he had only recently seen the 2012 political action film Zero Dark 30, which revolves around the hunt for the mastermind behind the September 11 attacks in 2001.
Forgotten Country. Geronimo.
So, strangely, Metta's first thought wasn't that he might be in trouble. Rather, he merely assumed that the reason they were there was because they might just need his help.